All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
All right, let me start this video off by saying I'm a big Tank Davis fan, right? I've picked Tank Davis to win every single fight he's been in. I felt joy and happiness for him in some of those victories, as we as boxing fans, we tend to do with fighters that we like, right? I like Tank Davis. I'm a supporter, right? I want to see him continue to rise to the occasion as the stiffer competition comes along. Now, I'm always keep it a buck and give you how I feel with these fights. It's going to be an unbiased opinion for sure. But I had to start out by letting you guys know I'm a Tank Davis fan, because this video might turn left. Let's talk about it. What up, YouTube? Big T of Heavy Bad Boxing TV. Man, get your goofy ass in here and hit the bag. Hit that like button for your boy. That helps the channel. You know I appreciate that love. Shout out my gang, man. My bag hitters. Y'all know the count for sure. Much love. Now, it appears Tank Davis has chosen his next dance partner in a Frank Martin. According to Mike Coppinger, it's all but a done deal. They've most definitely agreed to a pay-per-view deal with the PBC for some part of the early summer, it appears. And there's a lot of backlash that Tank Davis is getting, especially with Shakur Stevenson out there, the WBC champ, who doesn't have a fight right now, who's all but said he's leaving Top Rank. He'll be a free agent. Schedule wide open. And there's a lot of people who believe Tank Davis just continuously avoids the very best that the division has to offer. And many people believe one of those guys right now is a Shakur Stevenson. And I gotta admit, you know, there's truth to that, right? We have not continuously seen Tank Davis fight the absolute best, or who we feel is the absolute best at the division. But a big part of that has to do with the fact that Tank doesn't care, right? Tank believes in his handlers, and he's being advised well. And not only is he being advised, he's been advised well. I believe, you know, he was a big part of making a decision to take the fights that he has to this point as well. Why? Because it's worked. He's become a mega superstar boxer. He's garnered a lot of attention and popularity. All of that has led to some huge paydays. And you can consider him one of the faces of boxing, period. Right? His stock is through the roof. The goal has been met when it comes to Tank Davis, if the goal was to turn him into a global boxing superstar. They've done that, right? Now, I've said on plenty of my videos in the past where Tank did, I guess, or interlude to a song where he says, it's not about the money no more. It's about letting those guys know that they're not really like that. He's called out the name of Devin Haney. He's called these guys out to an extent. And he's yet to face any of the top guys whom, again, the consensus or the fans deem to be the best the division has to offer. So again, a lot of backlash about Tank Davis picking Frank Davis instead of sending some type of offer to a Shakur Stevenson or never have getting the fight done with a Devin Haney. But as of recent, right now with this Frank Martin news, it's more about, okay, Shakur Stevenson's there. Why not Shakur Stevenson, who has a belt? You could unify there, and you could really stamp a little legacy and at least shut up the critics about you not fighting whom they believe are the best that the division has to offer. Now, here's my thing. I do believe that Frank Martin, and a lot of people's not going to agree with this. Why? Because they've never seen Frank Martin fight. They ain't paying attention. They haven't paid attention to his skill set, what he's able to do in the ring. And that's the problem with boxing, right? We tend to, when we don't know a fighter, when we haven't studied a fighter, when we haven't watched a fighter, when we know absolutely nothing about the fighter, completely dismiss them when their name is brought up with somebody that you do know. And unfortunately, that's a big part of boxing, right? Frank's an undefeated fighter. This would make either 11th or 12th undefeated fighter that Tank will be faced against. Frank Martin has a bag. Let me tell y'all that. Frank Martin gets busy. He has a bag. Now he's extremely unproven. We've only gotten to see him against the very best prospect, or one of the very best prospects, and Michelle Rivera, which he completely dismantled and destroyed. An extremely tough Hartunian. That's a tough outing for anybody whom he got the unanimous decision over. He's a top 5 lightweight to me, point blank, bottom line, period. But many of you don't know him. It's the problem. So you're going to dismiss him. You're going to say, hey, Tank's fighting a nobody. But this is what this video is about, coming into right here, if you made it this far. Frank Martin is the first real black, talented fighter that Tank has faced in a very long time. Now, I challenge you to go look at Tank's resume right now, and you'll see all of the Mexicans and Latinos and Hispanics he's been matched against over the years, right? And you can categorize Gamboa as, whatever he is. But he has not seen an extremely talented black fighter with magnificent footwork like a Frank Martin. And I promise you, this fight may not be what you expect from Tank Davis. It's a reason he's chosen to be matched up against what he has been over the years. And that was to get him to become a global superstar. That shit worked. But now, for the first time in a very long time, Tank Davis and his team is stepping outside of their box. And they're matching Tank up against somebody whom I believe has an extremely deep bag as well. Frank Martin has a 2 bag as well, and it's pretty goddamn deep. Now, can Tank defeat Frank Martin? Sure, of course. He's going to be the heavy favorite in this fight. All I'm saying, this is going to be something that Tank isn't quite used to. So, put your antennas up and maybe expect the unexpected. Because in my opinion, anything could happen. Why? Because we're not used to seeing Tank in these kind of fights with extremely talented black fighters. And I don't care what nobody say, I believe Frank Martin is talented. And you might just see him pull the absolute best out of Tank Davis in this next performance. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, hey, if he's disciplined and those legs are there, that footwork is there for the better part of 12 rounds, Tank could either win by controversial decision, or he could just flat out lose. He could potentially get outboxed by Frank Martin, because we've seen Tank be down on the scorecards, getting outboxed, and then pull the knockout out of nowhere. We've seen that versus Leo Santa Cruz. You could say that about the Mario Barrios fight. Hell, you can even say that about the Rolly Romero fight. I thought Rolly was winning that fight comfortably before he got knocked out. All right? I'm just saying. If it happens and this video doesn't age well, please bring it back up. Throw it in my face. I'll take it. But I think we might see something different with Tank being matched against a talented black fighter with leg and footwork. It's going to be different. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section, man. That's all I got for y'all on this one. Big T.O. Heavy Bag. Talk to him, Roger.
Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.